Okay, everybody, I'm here. I'm back with the review. I'm sorry I didn't get to it earlier this week. I had some things going on the past couple of days, some places I had to go, things I had to do, and but now I'm here with the review. So let's talk. So Hanna and Candace, they're doing their thing, taking Jim down, and he starts hitting them, but of course they're not going to stand for that. So they get him down and they're kicking him and kicking him and kicking him, that sort of that street fighting, get somebody down on the ground or on the floor and start kicking them. And Candace is really going in, and then Hannah has to kind of like, oh, okay, now hold up now, just hold up on that, pull back, pull back. So the maid, she comes in downstairs, I'm gonna call the police, and Hannah's like, call him, call him. And Hannah's ready to call herself, and Candace tells her, no, 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 don't do that. Do you see how this looks? We are in his house. We are in this house. And Hannah just threatens to take him out. She's like, you're not going to do this. You're not going to threaten my children. You're not going to do it. You're not going to do it. And Catherine comes home and she wants answers. And Hannah lets her know, well, he had my son stabbed. He had somebody come stab my son. And Catherine's like, what? And Jim's like, well, she won't give back the money. And she says, she's like, she can have it for all I care. It's, Catherine's is not all that, worried about getting back the money at this point. And so Hannah, she promises Catherine, if anything happens to either of her kids, Jim is done for. And Jim's like, he's being all smart, and he's like, I'm so scared, and like, oh Lord have mercy. And I'm like, you're adding to the fury. You're making fun of her faith. You threatened to kill kids. That's a really good way to get yourself hurt. Hannah may not have a whole bunch of money and stuff, but if he did something to one of her kids, she'd have nothing to lose, and she could just take him out, and Catherine would probably cover it up, and Hannah would not even go to prison. So, or Catherine might handle it herself, just have somebody take Jim out. Anyway, so Catherine and Jim, they have it out, and Jim's got the nerve to threaten Catherine, if I hear about you being at that hotel. And I'm like, Jim, what right do you have to threaten Catherine when you have cheated over and over and over and over and over and over again for years? But anyway, he wants to know why Catherine is so attached to Hannah. Why does Hannah mean so much to her? And Catherine's like, she helped me out when I had cancer. And Jim's like, you had cancer. And Catherine just, she lets him know what happened. And then she warns him not to go after Benny again. She says, don't do it again, or I will let her keep the money. And so of course, I knew Jim was going to do this. So of course he says, well, if she nursed you back to health, that's one more reason for me to hate her. I'm like, Jim, you're vicious, and I'm guessing he thinks if that Catherine died that he would get all the money, but yeah, Catherine's not going to leave him all that money. That's just not going to happen. Ooh, I'm sorry, I'm looking at informed delivery. I see my tax return check in the mail. Yeah, that's it. Anyway, so let's get on to David and Madison. David comes home. He's asking Madison, where's Jeffrey? But Madison's like, I don't know. And Madison's not up for getting involved in that again, and telling things about Jeffrey and all that. And so Jeffrey's over there at the hospital, seeing Justin, and Justin keeps pushing him to come see the place, see the apartment, and Jeffrey doesn't want to do it. He says, well, I'll drop you off, but I'm not going to come in. Justin keeps pushing, and Jeffrey's like, all right, all right. More game playing. And when Jeffrey is leaving, Justin says, I love you. And Jeffrey's like, yeah, I love you too. And I said, Jeffrey, you don't mean it. You're just saying it to keep Justin attached to you. Jeffrey doesn't love anybody but Wyatt. I mean, in a romantic way, he doesn't love anybody but Wyatt. And Wyatt does not want him like that. So Jeffrey just uses people, uses men, because he can't have Wyatt, so he's just going to use them. And so that was that. He's so annoying. Jeffrey is so annoying. I mean, Justin's annoying in his own way, but Jeffrey's just like, ugh. So, now over at the jail, this is all we see of Wyatt. The doctor comes in the interrogation room. He says, okay, I'm here so you can get together. And he has some pills, and it's like, or a pill, I guess it's like, for drug addicts and withdrawal, it gets them together somehow. And he's like, this is one pill, what's that going to do? I want heroin. I'm not going to testify unless I get heroin. And George is like, we're not going to give you that. That's against the law. And so he's like, all right, I'm not testifying. George says, okay, send him back. And Wyatt's ready to cooperate. Then he's like, no, wait. So he goes along with it, and that's all we see of Wyatt in this episode. So over back at David's house, Madison is changing David's bandages, and he sees Veronica arrive. She pulls into the drive, and so she comes in, and she wants to make things work. And David's apologizing to her. Okay, I shouldn't have said these things to you, all of that. And she's like, no, you shouldn't have. She's not apologetic at all, and she's like, the way she's playing is like, I did nothing wrong. I've done nothing wrong at all. And so she finds out that David has a nurse. She was getting ready to go off then. And, well, I need to see her. Where is she? And David's like, well, nurse is a man. And Madison comes downstairs, and she's like, well, it is a girl after all. She's just trying to take over all of that. And David's like, okay, we're just, he's like, we're just going to start off by dating, get back to where, just to try to get things back together. And we know that David's just playing her so he can get back at her. I don't know what his end game exactly is, but we know that it's abundantly clear that David is playing Veronica. And she's falling for it. She's falling for it. So that's going to be great to see her fall for that. So, let's see. So Jeffrey, he comes there, and he is, he's wondering, what is Mom doing here? And, David's like, we're going to try to work things out. And Jeffrey's like, are you insane? And I'm like, are you a hypocrite? I mean, he's trying to, tell David he shouldn't get back involved with Veronica, yet he's still involved with Justin, who is equally as abusive to Jeffrey as Veronica is to David. So he's just being a hypocrite. So over at the hotel, Candace she tells Broderick she needs him to be ready for a plan. No clue on what the plan is. She just wants him to round up all of the people she has worked with at the hotel and be ready. And so Landon shows up, and she'd been drinking because she had Broderick bringing her drinks and Landon saying you've been crying, and it was they were kind of going back and forth, and she didn't want to talk, and so he ended up taking Landon ended up taking her to his room, and she's she's still upset, and so he texts Charles, and Charles comes in, and they talk, and they have it's a little bit of a lengthy conversation, so all of that, and so basically they're gonna try again. So anyway, well, not too much going on in this episode, so I didn't have too much to say. I guess so. There had been so much action before, so it's kind of leveling back down, and so the next, I would imagine there's probably, like, let's see how many weeks, one, two, probably about maybe 2, 3 more episodes left in the season, this part of the season. So, well, we're moving towards the season finale, so hopefully we'll pick up a little bit more speed in the next few episodes. So that was the haves and the have-nots for this week. So as always, subscribe, like, leave a comment if you got something to say, and I will see you the next time. Bye.